The Actors Talk. We were going to have a different title, but we're going to call this the Actors Talk with Gabby Kennedy. So I first want to introduce everybody. I want y'all to introduce yourself. I want you to tell me your stage name, right? And we'll start here with Nicole.
Well, hi, I'm Priestess Lolita, or Lolita Nicole is my government name, I guess, if we'll go there. But yeah, I'm Priestess Lolita.
And I'm Clitori Glamour.
And I'm Sapphira Sight.
I go by Reptilian Anderson.
And I go by Parasite.
Nice, nice. I like that. And I noticed y'all two have similar names. So why do y'all have similar names?
You want to jump through that?
Yeah, Parasite is actually my drag mother. So I am her daughter, the pretty one. I'm her daughter. So I inherited the family name, trying to start a legacy, build from there. So the house
She's
of
the
Sight.
stepchild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just a redheaded stepchild.
I love that. I love it. So I've always liked to start my interviews by telling people where they can find you. If you have a social media that you want to share. So we'll start with you, Priestess.
Instagram, Hey Lolita Hey 98. If you want my private, it's Hey Lolita Hey 98 with the underscore between the words. Put it together. Put it together. Personal page.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Clitori Glamour. And then you can also find the only just kidding.
Listen, say that slow for the girls in the back. What's that name?
Clitori Glamour.
Torai.
Clitori Glamour.
And then you can find me on Instagram at SaphiraXO. That's SapphiRahXO. I know it's a hard name. TikTok's the same. And then Twitter is Sapphira Sight, CYTE.
I am Reptilian Anderson on everything.
Okay.
And I'm Parasite on everything. And that is CYTE, not,
Sight.
All right, so we all here today because we just finished making a movie. Like that's big things, and we did that right here in Melbourne. Do you all live here? Everybody live here?
I live here. Yep. Melbourne.
Yeah.
I live in Cocoa.
I live in Cocoa Beach.
Okay. Coco, yeah.
So to speak about Coco, although we did the movie at the Twisted Rooster, you also perform at another place in Coco. Is it multiple places or is it just you guys have certain venues that y'all perform?
Well, currently we're performing brunches at the Dunes. So hopefully, we're always looking to expand. We've got some things in the works. So definitely things coming out that we can't speak on quite yet.
That's the beautiful thing about drag.
Secret
is
plan.
Drag takes place at many different venues. I've seen them at bars, at skating rinks. You can find
Me
drag.
at your bar mitzvah.
We can do drag anyway. Yeah.
I do birthday parties.
Yeah.
I do it all.
My Cash App is also Parasite. No.
But it really just depends on like the venue because again there are only a certain amount of venues that will allow us to have a drag show because there are certain venues that are like no we don't want this and that's not something that we want, so that's something like here in Brevard County that's a little hard and frustrating is that we want to have more venues and have more queer safe spaces, but there are certain places that are just like not really cool with this.
Not down to clown.
Yeah. They're not down to clown, mama.
Well, we are here, honey. We are in the Hotel Melby, right next door to the Foxtail. So if we can say we bringing it out, branching it out, seriously, we are at the table, and I love it, and I love to be a part of this, y'all. So I kind of jumped ahead of myself, but how did you all meet? Did y'all meet performing?
I think all of us kind of met at Twisted Rooster, actually.
We met at the Twisted Rooster.
Except for me, I'm like the anomaly.
Yeah.
So I'm originally from Brevard County, but I moved away and was living in Pittsburgh. And so when I had just moved back, I went to their brunch and met all the girls and was like, I'm a queen too. And they were like, no, you're not. And then I had to show them. I was like, showed up at the Rooster and I was like, this is all the, yeah.
The glamour.
The glamour experience,
saw the
Yeah. Yeah.
So in addition to that, y'all, how do you come up with inspiration for your shows? Like I've seen y'all get dressed, all the costumes what are we? What is the budget? Because every time it's something different. It's
Donation.
We're all starving artists.
Thrift stores.
Place called Goodwill.
I think that the themes really play into all of our personalities too. Like the last one for our birthday one was very Disney themed, which obviously kind of played more into, I would say, me and maybe even Kotorai, because very Y2K, Bubblegum
Yeah.
Princess. But then our next one is Malice in Wonderland, which I'm obviously plays into Parasite, Reptilian here, then our Priestess. So it really just, I feel like we all play off each other very well, kind of take turns almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I would say like I get a lot of inspirations from like pop culture, just like, pop music, the girlies. For me, it's like I'm a very visual person, so I love getting inspirations from like music videos and things like that. And also just watching other girls, like watching other queens and seeing what they do and being like, oh, I like how she did that outfit, or I like how she did her hair. So
Drag for me is very like personal. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very personal for me. Like it's an emotional thing. So it's really how am I feeling? You know, what's been happening in my life? You know, how can I connect that to other people? How can I show people? You know, something that I can't talk about a lot of times in a way that's respectful of a venue and other people and also yourself. You know, so
And then it goes deeper, then comes deep. That's
Absolutely.
absolutely.
how they do it.
That's what I was gonna say is like I compare drag, it is an art. It's an art form. And so just like any art form, we are inspired by everything. You know, it can be nature, it could be the mood we're in, it could be what we just want to wear that day. You know, there's just something beautiful about the artistry of drag that it is ever changing.
And I
It's
feel like-
constantly ever changing.
I feel like Lolita said it well when she said it is very like personal. I feel like every drag queen, even if they may look similar or whatnot, everyone has kind of their own mood board, their own things that they inspire them. Like me personally, I always said my drag is the Barbie with a brat's attitude. So it's like I like to be the doll that you found like tucked away in your closet when you came back from college and you're like, oh, let me play with you for 15 minutes. So inspiration from so many different things.
Can y'all tell me somebody who inspires you? Just one name, two names, maybe one name of somebody who inspires you. I will say, for me as an actor, I would have to say Taraji P. Henson is one of my faves. And it's not about what she does on screen or how she is in her normal life. It's her story and where she came from and how she did it. And a lot of us are really trying to, you know, do something that we don't have a blueprint for. We are here for the first time, really trying to um, brand ourselves. And I love the way that she got in there with her son. And she said she moved to California with $250 in her pocket, and she hasn't stopped since. And I love that kind of stuff. So, can if you know right off top, then tell me somebody who inspires you.
I have a few actually inspirations for me. It's off the wall a little bit, but I'm inspired more like by Divine and Tammy Brown. Like there's off the wall characters in drag who aren't afraid to break away from what is considered the standard of drag and just express themselves in all forms, whether that be through acting, through their makeup, through just what they do in society, because that's what it ultimately boils down to is how successful you are as a queen, is how much you impact the community. Because you can be pretty, you can be a good twirler and do the dips, but if you're not doing this for your community, then there's really no point. There's none.
Yeah. And I noticed that about you. I I promise you, the way that y'all do it, Paris, the way you do it, I haven't seen anybody do it like that. And I don't get to be so close, but seeing that, y'all inspire me. And that's why we sitting here because give it to me. Give it to me. All right, Tilly. What about you? Who inspires you?
Inspiration is my own drag mother. This was touched on already about how their family, I mean, all three of these, all four of these now. I mean, gosh, like, I'm the odd one out, but I do have my own drag family. They're back in North Carolina and they mean the world to me. They push me and I'm constantly inspired by my drag mother is Priscilla Chambers and my drag sister Calcutta. Honestly, just seeing their hard work and determination, my friends, it pushes me. I'm like, if they're doing it, I can do it. Like, probably better.
But we're gonna get into all of the roles that you played in this film, and I want to talk about that. All right. So, Safara, for you.
I mean, obviously not to steal an answer, but my drag mother is a big inspiration. I feel like attitude-wise, my drag mother really inspires me very heavily, especially with me being so new into the scene. I feel like it's very easy to kind of almost get looked over or kind of pass by, and I feel like Paris really kind of showed me to stand up for myself and do it in a way that isn't harmful to my image. And so for that, she inspires me. But if I'm gonna do a celebrity, I'm just gonna have to say Nicki Minaj.
Barb.
You know,
Yeah.
just the whole Barbie aesthetic, bubblegum rap, bubblegum pop, the pink, the wigs, the outfits, the attitude, really everything about her. So yeah, I would say Parasite, Nicki Minaj.
That's the same sentence.
Well, I have so many.
I'm saying we here.
Well, I have so many different inspirations, I guess I could say. But speaking of just like celebrities or pop divas and icons, I would say, of course, like Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, of course. For me, it's like I love the twirling, dancing, conceptual divas that turn the party. But when it comes to drag, for me, when I first started discovering drag and seeing drag, I was going to Orlando a lot. So one of my like very first inspirations in drag was Cara Cavalli Andrews and lots of other trans performers in Orlando. So for me, it was like I was seeing these trans women performing in drag, not even knowing, and then finding out that these beautiful trans women just slaying drag. I'm just like, props to your mama.
Props to you.
Props to your mama.
Yeah. I mean, I can piggyback off of that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, for me, drag was about more than, I was already a performer. I was a singer before. I'd done that for forever, That's how I started getting into performing, was just singing live. And so for me, when I finally saw trans women on stage in drag doing, things that I always wanted to do or was doing in my bedroom, you know what I mean? And realized that drag could transform me into the thing that I'd always wanted to be, which is just a woman, And that kind of sparked the inspiration to like do drag. And then I realized like, oh, I can just combine all of the things I'm good at and put them, into a performance and, be myself. And that's what it's all about for me. It's just being able to be authentic, with everything. And like, not only that, but like looking sickening.
And that's another thing to piggyback off of Lolita is that with drag, it's such a like fluidity with gender. Like for me personally, again, it's like I love the whole fluidity of, going back and forth and being, feminine and very womanly when I'm in drag. But then when I'm out of drag, I can just be, very androgynous or very they, them when I want to. So I love the whole transformation aspect of it. So I just think it's beautiful.
You know what? You saying that, but I do that too. Like, it's not
You're
always.
in drag right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm like this, but I'm a mom. Sometimes I'm a wife, and ooh, no,
So right now, she's Barbie.
Yeah.
right.
He's just
Right now, she's
him.
an astronaut.
know,
okay, a journalist.
And as she should be.
I can relate to that. Like, just like being like in and out of that. It's something so special about that. And even as a straight woman, I still get to play like that too. I have a short haircut, and it wasn't until I cut my hair that I started noticing a difference in the world. I used to just wear my hair straight, and it was always just, lace fronts and all of these things for me. And then when I got out of that, I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting a completely different outlook in life. People started to look at me different, respond to me different. Women are responding to me different, and it's just kind of like it's fun.
You realize you control your own power, right? How you want to put yourself out in the world really tells how other people how to respond to you. And the thing is I found drag, or drag found me, honestly. It made me realize that I was trans. I already was, but it just helped me realize that, and like to know that power and to be able to own that power. That's what drag's about. That's the special thing about drag.
All right, I'm gonna move on to my next question. I want to know in between being performers. You wait before I move on to my question. You mentioned the girlies in Orlando,
Mhm.
but y'all, what y'all are doing? I don't know if y'all can't see yourself from the outside looking in, but what y'all are doing in Brevard County, you don't have to go to Orlando no more. You don't have to. Everybody goes to Orlando to go party. Everybody wants to go to a bigger city to do something different, but y'all have bought it here. And I hope that people see that. I hope they respond to that. And I hope that they give y'all the love that y'all deserve.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's what Brevard County needs more is
Yeah.
it's just more queer spaces, more, just places where people can just be authentically themselves, more drag venues, honestly, because, Brevard is I grew up here my whole life and it's very just stuck in its ways, a lot of older people and a lot of people who just aren't accepting of the LGBT community. So that's why I just think it's so important. Like I remember when Space Coast Pride's first one ever happened when I was in high school. So and now it's become an annual thing and it's just growing and growing and growing. And before that wasn't even a thing. So I just think it's so imperative that queer people of Brevard County really need to stick together and unite because if we don't make queer spaces, no one else will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else will.
That's true. That's true. I love being connected to this because I'm making space for it too. So okay. Relationships.
Oh,
Sorry, I was getting a little too passionate.
doozy in here.
Relationships. How do y'all maintain, if you maintain relationships?
At all.
Paris, that
I
was
have
kinda
a
like-
few words on that actually because I just got in a fresh relationship. I spent probably 2.5 years being single, and honestly, I didn't want a juggle relationship. I didn't want it. I had been scarred from my last one. I was so over it. I wanted to focus on myself. I was always that healer that said, you know what, take that time to be by yourself. And I never did. And I went and I said, you know what, I'm going to go live in a studio. And it has been one of the most transformative times in my life.
Yeah.
But what it has taught me is that I know what I want in my life and what I deserve more than what I will settle for or just put up with. And the boyfriend that I have now, his name is Corey, has really
Shout out
honestly
Corey. Shout out
They
to
love
Corey.
Corey.
been a safe space for me
She's gonna cry.
lately. Yeah. Just yeah.
Yeah.
And it's changed my mind, honestly, and the perspective that I have with other people that not everyone out there is just buttheads. Because I'm the butthead in this relationship. But yes, it's been hard, but you have to heal yourself first.
Yeah.
And once you heal yourself, it reflects not just in your relationships with other people, but in your art as well, because it'll elevate your whole mentality just to
Yeah.
love yourself first.
Having relationships as a drag queen is really tough.
Yeah.
Because it's, being queer is one thing. So finding someone else who's queer, who's like-minded is already tough enough, right?
Yeah.
But then to add on top of that, the transphobia and, drag phobia that we face within our own community. A lot of times queens will get boyfriends who don't want a drag queen because they don't want that extra femme on top and they don't want to see the wigs and all of that. And so a lot of times queer people suppress themselves, especially drag queens suppress themselves and part of who they are so that they can have relationships. And I'm sure that's what a lot of us have dealt with at some point. But when you find the right people, it's good. I've been with my guy for 3.5 years, over 3.5 years now. We live together.
How do you balance that? How do you balance your relationship and being a performer and being somebody in the spotlight? Everybody wanna.
Yeah.
I know they want to touch you. I know they.
Well, it was important for me. And I let him if they give me $1. And he,
Only $1.
Just
I'm
one.
cheap. You know this about me. I'm cheap. Anyways, no, I think our third date, I brought him to a drag show that I was in, and it was a Christmas show. So, she gets real naughty at Christmas. And I just, I had to show him, this is my life. This is what I do professionally. And, we've had talks about it and where our boundaries are, and he respects me enough to give me autonomy over my decisions and my body. And that's what's most important. And that's what people don't find enough of nowadays is is a significant other that gives you your own autonomy and supports you regardless. Now, if I do some dumb stuff, I have to answer to that. But I respect him too.
Oh,
It's two ways, and I'm really happy that I found him and I'm able to maintain that because we do have different schedules. He works during the day, I work at night, so he's asleep at 8 o'clock, and I'm just now getting my hair did. So it can be difficult, but it's just about trust and communication and, knowing that that person respects you enough to respect your decisions on your time and your body and, your choices. Yeah.
How about you, Tilly?
I've been engaged for 3 years now, so I don't know how it's going. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, my fiance is really amazing, and I mean, like Lolita was saying, it really does take a person that has that understanding, because it is really complicated. I mean, like we can all relate to, we have been in those situations where we feel like we have to hide ourselves, and that's exactly what we're not trying to do by participating in the art of drag. Like, we show ourselves, to the fullest extent, show our heart on the stage. So you have to find that person that is willing to be there for you no matter what. I'm blessed. He comes to all my drag shows. I make him carry all my luggage. But that's a good drag husband. Yeah, no, he's quiet.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, for my single ladies, let's
Hi.
let's get into right. How do you maintain?
I
Because
don't.
people don't want to date you. Like
Um,
people don't want to.
Oh,
No,
Bunny
I-
want to, but she won't let them.
So I was actually gonna say, so my interactions with specifically men while I'm in drag or even when I'm out of drag is I've been gender fluid and feminine presenting for a long time. I'm not new to this, okay? New to drag, not new to the wigs. And the problem is in that people don't want to date me. A lot of people do. A little bit too many, in my opinion. My problem is that before I did drag, I was already fiercely independent. Like, there is not a thing a man can give me that I cannot give myself. You can't give me money. You can, but I don't need it. You can't give me a car. You could, but I don't need it. You can give me a house, but I don't need it, And so then when I started drag and it brought out that extra level of confidence I had, now it's like you really can't give me shit. And unfortunately, living in Melbourne and not to sound conceited, but looking how I look, when men flirt with me, the very first thing that comes into my mind is, well, what am I benefiting from? Like, okay, you have a thing in between your legs, but I have a thing in my dresser right now that can do the job twice as better, you know? And then it's like, well, what kind of car do you drive? And all of a sudden you're on a bike, and it's like, well,
She's a Leo, y'all.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, like, let me come over to your house, and all of a sudden you have 7 roommates in a 1 bedroom, and it's like, well, so it's just I'm not looking for it. I'm being very patient. I'm sure when the right guy comes around, I'll be more than open to it. But as of right now, like, Sapphira has Sapphira, and there's nothing more that I need.
Yes, I love that. Ooh, everybody can feel that. That
There's
self
nothing
love.
more that I need. I love me. I didn't get this vanity tattoo for nothing. There's no one that can love me the way.
Yeah, and you can tell that. You give that off. I don't know if you know that, but you give it off like come correct. She knows.
And she's that girl we knew she was.
Yeah. And how about you? How about you?
That is a lovely, interesting question that you have asked. I
Cries herself to sleep. That,
yeah.
With Ben and Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the casual skinny. For me personally, I at the beginning of this year, I got out of a very long-term relationship, so I am still dealing with that, still healing, still evolving, still growing. I think right now in my life, the love of my life is drag. And that I'm having that relationship right now. For me, it's like I don't want a man, I don't need a man. I just am focusing on me, myself, healing myself,
she's focused on finding the clip.
relearning how to love myself honestly, and just doing drag honestly, because for me drag is healing. Drag is honestly, drag is my other therapist, really. When I, was extremely depressed earlier this year, where I was honestly having thoughts of, like ending my life because um I had a partner of like 3 or 4 years, just literally just dump me and throw me away like I was a piece of garbage. So I'm just kind of going through this journey right now with myself, just like learning, just like healing, loving, because Mother RuPaul said it best. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell can you love somebody else? So that's why I'm just like, listen, if you got a nice dick, hit me up, but play with my pussy, don't play with my emotions, okay?
And there it is.
13.
Yeah. This is for the non-rated versions. Exactly. I took
Oh, I thought we were really doing PG.
Oh no. Well, listen, my name is Clitora. Okay, so I'm gonna be a whore.
Listen, I wanted to,
She said I'm shocked.
I want to find out how did y'all, because all of y'all played a role in the film, how did y'all get involved with the movie? Now we'll transition over to talking about Twisted Divorce Party, the movie. So how did everybody get connected to the film?
Yeah. I mean, I can start. I work up at Twisted Rooster, which is where a lot of the filming took place. And Jimmet, the owner at Twisted Rooster, he had told us that
Sergio.
we were going to be exactly one of the main characters of the film as well. He had told us that he was going to be, we were going to be doing a film and everything, and asked me to audition. Didn't make the auditions because I'm blonde and can't get dates together apparently. But yeah, I think at some point there was a role that needed to be filled later on in production, and Jimmet called me and was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. I love being a lawyer. What, like it's hard."
And that happens all the time in production. Something happens, somebody don't come through, somebody can't make it, and then there you are. But if you had not been a person that people want to work with, you would not have been in place for that. So when you show up and you look pretty and you do your thing and you're a nice person, people hire you.
Yeah.
So do you want to act again? Would you want to be in more films?
I've always been a theater kid. Grew up, started singing, and then went in straight into theater. And I've always done stage performing and stuff like that. So
That's your background is theater?
yeah.
Would you want to do more theater or do you like the film side?
I love all of it. I really do. I've been involved in some projects, with film. I've been involved in a lot of theater productions. I did a national show choir for a while. I've done competitive singing and acting and all of that, and I just love all of it. It's so much fun, and that's why I love drag so much, is because it really embodies everything. I can be my own production in just 1 7-minute number.
So do you sing?
do.
There's a lot of lip singing, but
There's a lot of lip syncing. I sing live. I do lip sync too. I mean, I can, turn the party in a little lip sync and do my little 1 2 my stunts. But I actually have talent, unlike these girls and can sing live. So
I have none of
so she's trying to say it's pretty much a lip sync thing, right? Everybody lip sings, everybody. Yeah?
and that's
It's,
why I like to
it's
sing
pretty
live.
common in the
You know,
U.S. to have a lip sync performance, but
I feel like everyone has their own style in drag too. Everyone
Absolutely.
brings their own kind of thing. I definitely, bring my own style of lip sync, but also I like to bring in, my other love, which is live singing and live vocals. And, depending on the venue, depends on how it sounds. Yeah. Because the microphone situation might be a little rough. But if you get a good mic and you get me on a good day, I'll blow you away.
And how about you? Is it the same for you? Did everybody get involved from being connected to Twisted Rooster?
Twisted, yeah.
Yeah?
Because I was asked because I recently moved back a couple months ago, and so I had been going there and performing and tip spotting and doing the open stages, and so I was reached out by Jimmet and Paris, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be in this film?" And I was like, "Of course!" Like as piggybacking off of Lolita, I originally was an actor and a theater kid, so I that's how I learned that I was a performer at heart, was that I was an actor, a dancer. Unfortunately, the universe did not bless me with singing abilities, but she's no stranger to a camera. And so when I got on stage, and I was just like, I've been training for this for years. I'm ready. Give me my close up, darling. So I was ready to.
And you could tell,
Yeah.
you came in with so much confidence.
Mhm.
And I'm going to share some pictures. Probably at this point in the interview, I'll stop and share some pictures from our scene. But you came in with so much confidence, and that was really good to see. So after we chopped it up a little bit, I was like, these are some girls I want to know. So
Listen,
That scene
I
was
was
so
ready
much
for my
fun.
Oprah moment. I was ready for my Oprah moment.
I told her too. I said she didn't go in there with any lines, but she made some. She did.
and that's how you do it. Note to self: you get on set, they say you don't have any lines. Still, get in there, try to add something in, and there you go. So your characters in the film didn't really have names, but if you were to give them names, would you stick with the name you had, or would you maybe change it up for our scene?
I feel like with the scene that we did, I was just dressed as myself. And I feel like I was just, I was just kind of giving me. So I feel like I would just be like, I was just playing myself in the movie. I was giving clitori. She was there, she was having a good time. She was drinking as she likes to do. But, like, if I ever do another project, I always love being a character and always love, acting and performing. And, I love just the work of of acting, of being a character and doing the character work and getting into costume and really just, delving deep into that.
In other words, she's already crazy, but she can get crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I already have 20 voices in my mind, but
She'll go there.
she'll go there.
Again, I would love to see you work and, do something else and be in film again, because that's where it's at. I love that. I love that. So for you, if you showed up, did you show up as yourself, or would you give your character a different name in the film?
I definitely showed up as myself. I didn't really get a briefing other than like come hot, the same thing they tell me. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only like I told you, like truthfully, I don't really know too much about the movie, and it was actually Reptilian in Asia, another queen at Twislet's also in the movie. They actually reached out and they were pretty much just like, we need drag queen extras, and again, I'm a Leo, camera, lights, photo op, I'm there, say less, I'll be there in 30 minutes. So that's kind of how I got brought into it. So I definitely came as Sapphira. I don't think another name, I go by Fyra sometimes, maybe a little bit Fire. I had blue hair on. Normally I'm a
Blue
redhead.
flame.
Yeah,
She had those blue flames, honey.
yeah, normally I'm a redhead. And then yeah, no past. Like I've never acted before. I was never in theater. Never did anything like that.
You still worked there. You still did exactly, and that's what you got to do. And
Businesswoman, I'll follow the prompt. Yeah, I consider a lot of my drag aesthetic and persona to be more of a live, in person. Like I do consider myself a pretty comedy queen. I love hosting. I love roast. I love making people laugh. That's where I really feel like I thrive. Yeah, I can lip sync. We're getting there. Again, only 7 months old. Getting there. Can't sing at all. Not even a don't. You will, they will hear it on this road trip. But I cannot sing. But yeah, I do. I consider myself definitely more of like a pretty comedy queen. So doing anything like that was completely brand new to me.
perform, you're not giving comedy, you're giving sexy, you're giving doll, you're giving like spank me. I feel like
Talk to her and she acts a fool.
Yeah.
Talk to her.
Act a fool, girl. Act a fool.
Yeah, the whole aesthetic is Y2K Barbie with the Bratz personality. So when it comes to my lip sync songs of choice, it's always gonna be very hyper pop, hyper femme, very 2006 like 2011, nothing more, nothing less. So really just channel into that. Like I like looking at like Sierra, I like looking at Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Pink. So if you go watch any of their music videos, like the Pussycat Dolls, it's pretty much like I'm gonna try to give that.
It's vintage for her.
It's very vintage.
I see it now, Reptilian, right? You played, oh my gosh. That must have been like so much for you, but you did it.
It's fun.
You finessed it. You finessed it. Every time you showed up on set, you were a different girl. Let's say that.
Yes, yeah.
You showed up differently, and you put all your costumes together, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did all of your costumes.
Head of the costume department.
You did all of your makeup, and you showed up and showed out each time. So out of the three roles that you played, which one was your favorite?
I'd say Adele is probably my favorite character. I think just because I love being in drag and just I've never played a different character other than what I consider a reptilian when I'm out at the club. So it was interesting trying to like finesse stealing your word, finesse a character out of something that I'd never really done before. Like cuz drag I have a comfort in it because it's something I'm doing. But then when I have a script in front of me and like things that I didn't necessarily come up with, it was a little bit of a challenge. And I think that's why I really liked doing Adele.
In theater,
Yes.
right? Okay. So that's why it was.
I do love acting. We're talking about acting a fool. Well, yeah, I'm acting all the time. Like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But you made it seamless.
Yeah.
You made it look so seamless each time, each character.
Oh,
It felt like a new person, and
Yes.
it felt like you were taking, time to develop this. And
I'll say
this girl
Bling.
just comes out
Wait
and
a
shows.
second.
She's just talented, very talented.
Bling was a close second favorite character though, because who does not just love wearing a full glitter face and flying in a helicopter? Yeah,
No, literally. She's
yeah.
So they in the film they turned you into this millionaire who it comes out of a helicopter, bosses up. You got the butler with the umbrella. You just showed up, and it was so cool.
It was that was like one of the coolest days of filming, honestly.
You kind of came into production a little bit later on, and you came in and you made all of it work, every single character, and flowers, honey, flowers. And I had never seen anybody, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I had just not seen anybody do it like you did it. But when you showed up on set, I'm like, what? I didn't know. Excuse
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
haven't
Gabby.
I've done a lot of theater. I've seen a lot of stuff, but seriously, to be able to like just transition character to character to character and to make it all look easy, fully fleshed out, fully realized, it was very impressive.
Thank
Very
you.
impressive.
Don't even sit here and act like you got on makeup. It's so beautiful.
Just some chapstick and mascara. Yeah.
I know.
It's lip gloss.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Yeah.
of
I've never worn a wig in my
How do you
life.
spell that?
Yeah.
I have tinted moisturizer.
I don't even know what that is.
We can tell.
Sunspots, if you're wondering.
Shady boots, because some of us go outside.
Oh, you're right. I'm giving Casper.
That's a word for it.
Y'all, a little bit more about the Twisted Divorce Party, and we're doing a little time check, but a little bit more. Um, for anybody who is looking to become a performer, or anybody who's looking to become an actress, or put themselves out there a little bit more, what advice do you give to people that will see this interview and be inspired? Because y'all are inspirational. I hope y'all can see it the way that I see it, and hopefully that everybody else sees it. But what would you say to people who say, I want to do this. I want to be like them. I want to come out of my shell. I want to be a performer. What advice do you give?
Really and truly, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
No, good.
Really and truly, just go for it. Like,
Yeah.
just do it. Like, and I know like it's easier said than done, but sometimes you really and truly just gotta just find, if you want to get into acting, find your local community theater playhouse, find the auditions, start auditioning. If you want to start getting into drag, find your local gay bar, see who's doing the amateur nights, the open stages, just find them and then just go out and do it. Because I started acting when I was in middle school, and I knew nothing. I had never done it before. I started auditioning, started doing it, and I was like, oh, I'm really good at this. And then when I started drag, I was like, had never really done makeup before except stage makeup for theater. So I just threw on a little shake and go wig and a little skirt, and
She's here today.
and she's yeah, still doing, yes, and still wearing the shake and go wig. Exactly. But really and truly is to just go for it. And yeah, like, nobody's perfect when you first start out. But you have to just,
difference.
but you,
I have a few things. I have a few things. So, like you said,
Yeah.
just go for it. I think that is the most important thing, is to just get out and do it. And no one's gonna tell you to do it. You've got to tell yourself
Yeah.
to do it. So that's got to come from within. But also getting involved with the community is just going to help your confidence, and it's going to help you learn, and it's going to give those people in that community around you that you need. So it's definitely important to get involved with your community. And then the third thing is do your homework, do your research. Everything's been done before. So go look on YouTube and see, how did this person learn how to act? What did this person do in this, and you'll get there. You just have to take your time, do your homework, and then start learning from the people around you and supporting them, and they'll support you.
Never too old.
Never too
Never too old.
Exactly.
never too old. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, my but
That's right.
I was gonna say ass.
Oh. because we are all Christian ladies up in here.
Nowhere. I was like, wait, I can't say that.
My answer's relatively the same. Just do it. Like, fuck it. I feel like a lot of people don't do it out of fear or judgment of what other people are gonna say. And there is so much life to live. There's so much fun to have. There's so many people to meet, so many pictures to take. There's just so much to experience. And it would be a shame, one day you can't move the same, you don't look the same, things go downhill, and then you don't have these opportunities again. It would be a shame to have not taken them just because you're scared of what someone's gonna say. Somebody is always gonna say something, and honestly, if they're not, then you're not doing it correctly. So just do it. Just do it.
Because they wish they could look as sickening as you.
Just do it.
It's just like social media. You have something you want to post it, just post it. People are gonna judge you anyways. They're gonna judge anyways.
Hold on, I
Okay.
post some questionable things. But I will say this, with that being said,
That's the question.
I do have some advice with everyone is saying, just go do it, just go do it. There's a lot of people that once they do it and they don't succeed right away, that will step back and steer away from it. And then that passion stays hidden under there. There are times where I say, oh, I wish I would have gotten into drag early. I didn't start doing drag till I was 27. And so I had to constantly teach myself. I didn't have a drag mother to teach me how to do anything. I found YouTube and I found, what I wanted to do and work best for my face. And when it came to the performance part, there's a lot of times where I fell on my butt. I still fall on my butt.
Like fall.
On purpose.
Like
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
with the death joke.
With
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
death drop. See,
Bruises on my knees.
Switch it around. They drop dead.
Yeah, just drop that.
30, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
yeah, those knees, they're any day now.
Buckling.
TikTok, honey, TikTok.
My advice to anyone watching is don't take your life too seriously. You need to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes, and I do all the time, especially in drag. And I think that's part of it is like if you can have levity with yourself, you're gonna have levity with the entire world around you, and it's just gonna make you a happier person. Like you're just gonna be able to bring happiness into other people's lives from there. So
Because it really and truly is all about just stuff.
let it go. Just let it go. Have fun.
Life's meant to, we're meant to like have fun and experience
Yeah.
things. Like just
That's copyrighted. We can't.
Exactly.
we don't own the rights to this
Because
music.
I always tell the girlies that want to start out doing open stages, and they're like, I'm scared. I'm like, girl, just do a song that's already on your playlist. Do a song that you know every single word to already, and just do something that you already pop your pussy to, and then just go out.
And
you'll be good.
And what Paris said is really good advice. Don't let anybody deter you. Don't let anybody make you feel unwelcomed. Again, I'm a baby queen. I've only been doing this for 7 months as of this month. I fuck up a whole lot, but you'll never believe it. I'm gonna talk like I did the best. I'm gonna talk like I just went up there and did 2 backflips, a front handspring, and a split on purpose.
Yeah.
Can I do any of that? Not really. But I'll act
really.
like I did.
Yeah.
I'll act like I did.
And now she's ready for Drag Race.
Miss Paul.
And Miss Paul.
Miss Paul, hello. Look at the commentary you could be getting.
Y'all, I don't want to leave anything out. And before we finalize our interview, I want to have y'all I know y'all just kind of said something to the people who support y'all and follow y'all, but I want y'all to, what do you want to say to the world? What do you want to, what's your message and everything like that? But before I say that, I don't want to leave out anything about the movie that we can talk about. Do y'all want to add anything about the movie? Anything that you think, any comments you have, or anything you want to say?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who was involved with the movie because it was such a lovely cast and crew to work with. all of the actors were lovely. I mean, every time I was with everyone on set, you included, I mean, it just felt like a big family and a big party. And like that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And that's why this movie is going to be so much fun whenever it comes out because it was a big party and you'll see that it definitely translates. That's right.
Right here. Local.
Yeah.
And that is just some Brevard talent right here.
Yeah.
Period. Brevard talent, period. But no, same thing as Lolita said. It's just like thank you to allowing all of us to be a part of it. Even me, I was briefly there, short amount of time on that set, but I had the best time. I had so much fun meeting all of the actors, the crew, the production team. It was really just great seeing all that talent and all that passion, and it was just sickening.
And our scene, me and you in Paris, our scene was a flashback scene where we in the club, me and my cousins, and we turned up and we playing a poker game, and then I guess I'm drunk. I put my ring up for a bet, right? That's how you say it. Put my ring up for a bet, and then who picked it up? Who picked it up and was like, "This baby's coming home with me"?
I think it was Tiffany.
I forgot you were in that scene too.
I might be the reason a ring might go missing in the film.
She really and truly said, "This
All
is really coming
hypothetical.
with me."
Of course.
And then the adventure starts from there. It's like even though she had it, where'd it go? It wasn't. You didn't end up with it. So where did it go? But you got it all over. You got to watch the movie to find out what happens to that ring, that bling. But go ahead. We were talking about something more that you want to say about the movie.
Yeah, I guess like to piggyback off of the other two because they put it so beautifully. Thank you to all of the cast and crew, especially you've been so amazing. And with reaching out and like just keeping in contact with us afterwards, it's been so much fun, so much fun. Thank you to my drag family for giving a little baby queen so much opportunity. Jemmet for having an openly queer.
When are you not a baby anymore?
I don't know.
Tell her she's
She has that last
Yeah.
trimester,
I'm sure. I'm sure after like a year and I can death drop, we can like
Yeah, at least let me see her do a death job. Let me see her do a death job.
Take her to
dropping hard, but I've been dropping. Thank you to Jemmet for having just an openly gay bar that we can go and party at and have
Yeah.
things like this where we can collaborate and work together as members of the queer community. Thank you to the director for really taking their time and getting to know each and every one of us. And it was just a good time. I was only there for, 2 parts, but I had a great time. Great time.
Why you were there, and they won't forget you. They will
Oh.
until they
I-
watch you.
I gotta give it up to Emmy, of course, the director of the film. I mean, Emmy is like such a ray of sunshine and like really made this whole project just like feel like we are going to accomplish this. And like we did, and like I'm so excited to see this outcome. And I mean, it's not every day that women are directing films, and I think that's like a really big thing that we celebrate women in directing positions. Like, absolutely, absolutely. It's something we all need to celebrate. And besides Emmy, I mean, everyone was amazing. Cast, crew, acting, my fellow actors, like everything was perfect. It was. I had the best time ever.
Now, Paris, before you say your part about the movie, your outfit, what was your inspiration behind what you wore that night? Like when you knew, all right, I'm gonna be in this movie, this is what I'm gonna do. How did you pick?
Well, if we're being honest, I heard we were gambling, there was gonna be money, so I said, let me come out as Gold Diva. So I came out in all my shine, all my body, and I sat there pretty.
Gold
I called her, was it
Give me
Lucia Sites?
Lucia
Because she
side.
danced
I like
the thing, but she was still winning in looks.
She was still
When you make it Lucia
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, Lucia Sites, literally.
So, what about for you? What do you have to say? I know you don't have know so much, but what do you?
Many lines, but you might want to thank the department. No, but just I want to thank everyone for letting me be a part of this opportunity.
I hope we can.
My schedule is
We need
very
to.
conflicting, and I'm glad I at least got to be a part of it in some way.
Yeah.
So thank you and everyone who was a part of it.
Yeah. So my last and final question, y'all. Since the movie was called Twisted Divorce Party, I want to know, how do you get twisted? Now, when I say twisted, I mean, how do you party? How do you turn up? How do you hang out with your friends? How do you, what do you, how do you, so tell me, anybody can start. Whoever want to start.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Where are we? Are we in Melbourne or Miami? Where am I at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll say this: I'm an attention whore, so yeah, definitely give me a few drinks, and I'll be naked on a table.
What do you drink?
Tequila.
Ginseng.
So she's a psychopath, y'all.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer.
What did
so
Jen say?
I don't cry necessarily, but like I get really lovey, and then I get naked.
Yeah.
You know,
I've been there.
that's why I drink before I go on stage when I'm doing drag, so that I can get a little, get a little naked.
Give her
for
one
you.
margarita.
Girl, how I get twisted. By Bob. No. Yeah, but just
She's twisted right now.
yeah, period. No. Honestly, like how I get twisted, like when I'm getting in drag and I'm, getting ready for the gig. Really, I just like play some poppin' music, drink a little bit. My liquor of choice, I'm a vodka girly. And Miss Mary J, love her.
I love Miss Black. I'm going down.
I I like to put on my shortest mini skirt and my smallest bikini top and my longest human hair, get obliteratedly drunk, make out with any guy that's at least 6'4". And then I like to go outside, take an extra shot, get a little photo op, probably fall, bust my elbow in Miami,
Lose his phone.
lose my phone, probably left it in some other bag outside, probably next to a dumpster. And then after that, on the way home, I like to stop for a nice large number 7 from McDonald's with a Diet Coke. Number 7, it's 2 cheeseburgers with a large fry and a Diet Coke.
I get that, and I get the same thing with her with a Sprite.
As we're
So-
both.
So she's the one
delicious.
acting the fool. I'm the one naked.
Yeah.
So while she's going around talking to everybody, I'm shaking my ass.
And then
Very much so.
And that's every weekend.
It's a double whammy. 1-2 punch.
That's all they mean.
We
And drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have someone else drive you.
Don't drink and drive ever.
No, not it.
We do not condone that.
No.
But yeah, I like to just go out and remember back in like 2009 when Snooki got arrested on the boardwalk and she was in the furry boots.
That's your vibe.
Very much.
That's your vibe.
That's how I get
That's
twisted.
for vibe.
Just like that.
She's very much Paris Hilton leaving jail, but she's gonna do it all over again. Like she's not sorry. She's gonna do it again.
Not sorry, not.
Kim, stop taking pictures. Your sister's going to jail. Me. Everywhere. Even if you don't remember the pictures.
Pictures are amazing. Your Barbie photo shoot.
Thank you so much. Shout out to my photographer, Lucid Dream Artistry. Amazing. Super comfortable, very gay friendly. Love her. Cocoa Beach, local. Local.
We love a local girly.
I get twisted by doing drag because honestly, I'm kind of an introvert when I'm out of drag. So, drag is my vehicle to a party and a good time. So, I get twisted through drag, but if we're talking about how I get twisted, it's a Sailor Jerry's and Coke. So, that's me.
Well, that's the same for me because I'm like the person that'll sit at home and just play Mario Party all day. Or like I just,
Oh, Barbie.
yeah, me. And then, or I go to the gym. So it's like my aesthetic. It's very half and half for me. So when I get in drag, I'm like this whole other personality. It's just, or two, I will say.
She's a Gemini, y'all.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. So like, I just get crazy by being alive sometimes, But,
I'm also a tequila girl. I forgot to say it.
So, give us 2 margaritas.
Listen,
Specifically,
I'm a
blue
Taurus, okay? So like, I do like to get lit, but like, not tequila.
So for all the people who want to come and party and hang out with y'all, where can they find y'all? Where would you say go here? Go here. If you're in Brevard, where do they go?
Yeah, we host monthly brunches at the Dunes. We're having a show on the 18th of August at the Attic called Malice in Wonderland. If you want to come down the rabbit hole with us, it's in Cocoa Village. And then
Rooster.
And the Twisted Rooster, of course.
Reptilian and myself are house queens at Twisted Rooster, so we're always up there hosting and, you know,
That's awesome.
vibing around, having a good time. These girls always come up and perform. We love
Yeah.
having them there.
I'm also a traveling bro. So if you're not even local, you can see me everywhere.
Yeah, we gave you our social media. Like, hit us
Yeah.
up.
Socials have all the flyers.
Show.
Yep. Yeah. Sapphira XO, that's Instagram.
Okay, one more time. Everybody's Instagram. Nicole.
Oh, it's Hey Lolita Hey 98. And I'm Nicole Blackwell on Facebook too if you want to add me as a friend.
And I am Clitori Glamour on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And that's spelled Clitori Glamour. Just in case y'all didn't know.
And then me, my turn. You can find my Instagram and my TikTok as Sapphira XO. It's a hard name, so again, SAPPHIRA
Not forgetting.
HIRAHXO.
Say it again.
Yeah.
And then my Twitter is Sapphira Site. Again, SAPPHIRAH. Got it that time.
She's a big queen, y'all. She's a
Got
big
it that
queen, y'all.
time.
I'm Reptilian Anderson on everything.
And Paris.site, that's CYTE on everything. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Cash App Sapphira Jade.
Same.
Oh, yeah. Cash App, also Clitori Glamour.
Venmo Sapphira Site.
All right, y'all. So that concludes our interview. I want to thank y'all so
Thank you so much for having us.
Y'all are
Thank-
making my dreams come true as what I'm doing as an actor. Sitting down with y'all. Y'all are so talented. I want everybody to see what's happening, what's good, what's going on right here in Brevard, and what we have done. I want everybody to know. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you so much.